Hi, I'm JKB and I'm going to do something I've never done on the channel before, and I just sat down, I've been making notes, thinking about how I felt about, Summer Game Fest, Xbox, Ubisoft, Nintendo, which hasn't shown up yet, and of course, Sony. But I've decided to do something I've never done on the channel before, and it's not because I'm lazy. I thought it would be so interesting if I just came in front of the camera, not like that though, that's on another website, but if I just came in front of the camera and literally in real time thought about Summer Games Fest, thought about Xbox, Sony, and Ubisoft, and the, other showcases we saw, and just told you as I pull a cat hair from between my teeth, how I feel about this year's Dead E3. So don't expect me to talk about every video game, every little detail. It's just me talking to you as a friend. And you know what? We're friends and I need to borrow $10. So let me know. All right, let's begin with Summer Game Fest itself. Jeff Keighley told us on Twitter before the show, a couple days before, that we were not going to get what we usually get. Meaning that don't hype it up in your head. Don't get these ideas that major announcements will be made at Summer Games Fest. And boy, was he right. I'm being honest with you guys at this very moment. When I think of Summer Games Fest, which I streamed on my channel, I don't remember one single game from Summer Game Fest. So I guess I'm not going to talk about that because, Jeff, I don't remember a single thing. I just remember yelling about Samsung monitors and how they've always been terrible for me and don't buy them during my live stream. That's all I remember. Now let's move on to Sony's State of Play, which I'm trying to remember what I saw from that. All I remember is Horizon Lego, and it's coming to the Nintendo Switch, which is very interesting because we're starting to see first-party games move over to systems you'd never normally see them on. But to put them on the Switch, put this game on the Switch makes total sense, doesn't it? Because it's a Lego game. There's a lot of children that own Nintendo Switch systems. And remember, first-party titles are kind of no more. They're no more. However, Xbox is kind of keeping a few, but not all of them. So, it's Sony's keeping a few, not all of them. We're starting to see the little trickle of third-party games go to other systems, which we all knew was coming, and I'm not surprised. And the other major announcement that Sony made was that Astro Bot was getting his own game, which, I'm going to say made me very excited down in the pants. I cannot wait to play a full-fledged platformer with that same studio who made the demo that was on the PlayStation 5 when it released. Incredible, innovative gameplay was in that demo using the controller. So, their minds are the limit here. So I can't wait to see what they do with Astrobot on the PlayStation 5 in his first full game. There was some rumors about it, but now it's true. It's true. Sony's done what we wanted with that game. So congratulations, you did a great job there. And the one other thing I remember for the PlayStation 5 was Until Dawn. The remaster of Until Dawn is going to be released this year. That's exciting. I'm super excited for the film. A huge fan of the director, David S. Sandberg, who did Lights Out, first Shazam, forget the second one. He's really good at horror films. He also did Annabelle, Origins or whatever the hell it was called, and Creation. That was a good film, believe it or not, if you haven't seen it. So I'm super excited to show my girlfriend Until Dawn on the PlayStation 5. Probably, obviously, the most definitive version of the game. If you haven't played it, it's a mix of all of the horror subgenres in one video game. And I think it's probably one of the best examples of how you would do that in a video game. How do you bring monsters, aliens, paranormal, slashers into a video game? Until Dawn is the answer. So congratulations, Sony. You didn't blow that one. I'm excited for it, even though I've got it on PlayStation 4 and I can just play that version and it's good. Now, moving on to, I'll just get to it now, Ubisoft. I remember thinking on my stream that this is the worst thing we've ever seen from Ubisoft. I do want to say this because I made a controversial statement on Twitter about it, or maybe I deleted it. I don't know if I even sent it out. But if you're trying to sell to gamers, what you're doing, Ubisoft, is the complete opposite of 2024's vision of how you show and how you market to the audience. It's what you're doing is from like 2013. None of us cared for any of that stuff. I get it. Some people are excited for Assassin's Creed. Of course, Outlaws looks interesting. I will say this about Outlaws. Outlaws looks like it has been thrown together at the last second. And what I mean by that is the space combat looks mediocre. The ground combat looks kind of mediocre. I didn't see anything that was too exciting from what they showed. And now they're saying online, oh, don't worry, like, you know, the combat in space, the combat on ground are much, much bigger and more diverse than what you saw. Well, I have an idea. It's a crazy idea. How about you show us that when you show us the game during the major event? What's wrong with these people? I don't understand this. You have Star Wars in an open world. It's yet to be shown how that exactly works, but in an open world game where you could basically go out there and do bounties and do all this incredible stuff. Fly ships, upgrade your ships, build your fight style up and use gadgets. Everything we always wanted from a Star Wars game. Why in the hell would you not just show what we want and what we've been waiting for? Why did you show such like mediocre space combat and mediocre combat and then afterwards say that, oh, don't worry, no, it gets, there's some depth to it, gets better. So I don't even want to continue, you know, with Ubisoft. It was terrible. It was the worst show behind Sony's, and that was difficult to do. Sony was terrible. Ubisoft was like garbage. What have you done? Where's Splinter Cell? Where's Raymond? Where's the game with the pig? I'm also totally just being honest here. I'm sick of these companies coming out and being like, we care about art and we care about our staff and the passion, but we're gonna lay off everyone. Let's lay off everybody. Let's shut down a studio here and there. Get real. That marketing bullshit doesn't work for me. Let's talk about what Nintendo showed off at Dead E3 2024, also known as Summer Game Fest, also known as Jeff Keighley trying to hold it together and not cry about Kojima on stage again. What is it? Well, Nintendo, what did they do? They showed off, sorry, what? Where's Nintendo? Oh, they're not here. Okay, I'll talk about them after Xbox then, I guess. Nintendo, where'd you go? Let's talk about Xbox. Off the top of my head, I can think of a few things that stood out. First thing that just came to my mind, other than, you know, feed pictures of some of you out there, I thought about Perfect Dark. And I'm thinking we're getting a strong Deus Ex vibe. I am excited to be able to go into these missions and use all of the gadgets. As you know, GoldenEye was a major game for the Nintendo 64, but Perfect Dark came along and introduced a ton of gadgets. And it made that gameplay even more fun than GoldenEye was. So for them to latch onto the idea that it is the Secret Service, a kind of idea, secret spy service thing in the UK, and you're getting all these gadgets, it reminds me of James Bond. So it is tying into that, but from what I see from the trailer, I'm seeing things that I'm very impressed with. To be honest, I'm very excited for this game now. To be able to approach these situations with so many different gadgets, that is exactly what I want from Perfect Dark. It's hard to go back in time and be like, what was Perfect Dark? Because I haven't played it for a very long time. But looking at that trailer, guys, I'm excited for it. Very excited for that. So I'll definitely be playing it on my live stream, which I do basically every day on the channel here. Subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my OnlyFans, where I show my feet. That's not true, but it's a possibility that that's going to happen soon. Now, let's just talk about the big announcement from Xbox. And that was, and I'm getting emotional thinking about it. Some people out there probably will agree with me. We thought Halo would have some sort of emotional announcement. Nope. Nothing about Halo remake coming to PlayStation 5. That was a rumor, which was nonsense. But, you know, we'll find out about that down the line. Something else that I was totally not expecting, because I thought for sure we were going to get an announcement for Gears of War 6. Because 4 and 5, story-wise, I want them to really pay attention to what we loved about Gears of War. And for me personally, it was about the dread, the horror, the gore, the loss. And what did they deliver to us? But I'm getting chills. I'm actually getting chills. And it's not just because my moved in my pants. It's moving because I'm about to say this game. We're getting a Gears of War E-Day game, which is a prequel set during the Emergence Day in Gears of War. And I am absolutely baffled that this has happened. Not only did they listen to what the fans wanted, they showed off a trailer which Jeff Keighley talks shit about. He said it was CGI. And guess what, Jeff? You need to correct yourself and stop making everything look so bad about Xbox. It feels like Jeff doesn't care about Xbox, but he said it was a pre-made rendered trailer. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was Unreal 5 engine assets put together and created, something that I think was masterful. So what you saw in that trailer were the actual assets from the game. It was not CGI. So I don't understand why Jeff would say that directly after the showcase and make people be like, oh, it was CGI, okay, so it's not going to look that good. No, it's literally what the game's going to look like, to a certain degree, of course. They might change it after the fact, so let me just say that. But holy shit, this trailer blew my mind. I got emotional just thinking about it now. I cannot wait to go back to the horror of Gears of War, so thank you, Xbox, for that. Now, this game was rumored to be announced there, the Dark Ages Doom, and holy shit, if I ever said, I want Doom to go into a timeline that really works for Doom, this is where it goes. We're talking about the perfect marriage of the Dark Ages and the Doom gameplay. I don't even need to explain it to you. I mean, that shield looks unbelievable. The guns look amazing. It just looks like a blast to play. And at the end of the trailer, it turns into like Panzer Dragon. Just randomly. They're like, let's do some Panzer. Okay, I'm in. Thank you. So I'm sure that there's a lot of games I saw from the Direct that I can't even remember the names of. So many different games from Sony and Xbox that looked incredible, like Souls-like games that I don't remember the names of. And I'm just admitting to you, I wanted to do this video from this place where I didn't do my research and just talk to you from my mind's eye. So everything I talked about is what I remembered. And it's clear as day, Xbox took Dead E3 2024. Sony was behind them, and last place was Ubisoft. Nothing Ubisoft showed got me excited. Assassin's Creed looks like paint by numbers. However, I know a lot of people have been asking for samurais and that whole genre. So I understand people are excited for it. I'm not going to shit on that. I will probably play it. I'm sure it'll be enjoyable, but nothing from that got me excited. Outlaws looks, I want to get excited, but it's Ubisoft, so it's hard. And they don't understand. They need to build a little bit more trust with the audience again. It's been too long, and they don't understand that. It's time to build trust with the audience again and stop talking shit about us not owning our games. I don't know what they're going to do. They got to fix something. So those are my overall thoughts about everything we saw. I'm going to do another video, of course, when Nintendo decides to show off what they're going to show off, because, oh boy, is the industry kind of in trouble? No. I thought it was to a certain degree until I did my research, but like PC gaming will always be a major thing, and all of these major companies are moving their games to PC, and there's a reason for that, because PC is always reliable in terms of sales. It's always reliable for multiplayer because there's so many people there, and it's always reliable because you, on your side of things, get to choose the hardware you use. And it's not tied into a console that sits under your TV. So at the end of the day, is gaming dead? A lot of people thought that going into Dead E3 2024. I'd say no. 2025 looks like a stacked year for gaming, especially on the Xbox side of things. Let me know down below. I hope you enjoyed this style. I also have to say I was a little rusty at doing the videos, so I hope you can sort of enjoy what I did today. To be honest, I didn't have it in me to do this video, but I got through it. So thank you so much. I'll see you on the next episode of JKB.